Okay, so let's get to it, you guys. These are sort of the majority of the materials I'm going to be using to do this project. And I'm certain it's going to be beautiful. And you guys have already seen it, and I haven't. But I really, really hope this turns out the way that I had hoped it would. I had been putting this jar together, trying to figure out how I wanted to do it for a little time. And I have a friend, Laura Kate, and she sent me a couple of images, well, a video and an image of some little globe lamps, globe projects for the light globes that you put like on your ceiling fans. And they were so pretty and so simple. And I've had this jar and I've been wanting to do this, and I had already had most of the stuff put together for it. But then yesterday I kind of changed it out a little bit. But anyway, this is going to be a fairy butterfly jar. This is what my vision is. So we'll see if this turns out the way I'm hoping. This is a jar from the Dollar Tree, and these jars come with a silver lid, actually. Let me show you. I have one over here that I did a little something different to, but this is one that I made for myself, and I haven't filled it yet because I'm not sure what's going in it. And it has one of the very special butterflies on the lid that my friend Kim sent me, and I am in love with this crystal butterfly. She sent me 2 of them. And so I wanted one to go on one of my jars. And so this is mine, very simple, not a lot to it. I added a decal here and I kept it clear, left the lid silver, and put that beautiful butterfly on the lid. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous. I have one more of these butterflies that I will be using in another project. But I haven't quite decided exactly how I want to use it yet, so I'm not pushing with that one because I don't want to use it except in a very special project. So, so today we've got this jar, and I painted the lid white because I just thought it would go better with what I wanted to do. And so I've also got this candle holder. This is for little tea light candles. This was something I got at the Dollar Tree also. And I got both of these a while back. I've had them, this I've had for years actually, a couple of years. This one I've had for a few months, and I've done a couple of other projects with them, but I don't even know if I did them on camera. I don't think I did the other one on camera. I know I didn't do the butterfly one, but this one's going on video. So I am lucky enough to have the day off today, you guys, and so I'm excited about that. I actually have a few days off, so I'm even more excited. I've needed it because they had me working way too many days in a row over the last week, and that just kicks me in the behind, you guys. I can't do that anymore. So I'm just thrilled to death to have some extra days off this week. So I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to do videos, and I'm going to attempt to relax. So let's see what we're going to do with this. You can see I've got a couple of fairy butterflies that I've made. A little bigger one and a smaller one. I don't know if I'm going to use both or one of them. I love this one because she's small and she's just kind of very simple. I love this one too because she just is floral and gorgeous, and I just love her. I love this this image, and this one I don't know if you can tell. You really can't, but I 3D'd her by curling the ends of her dress here and her hair, so her hair has different levels, and I just like the way it turned out. It turned out so pretty. I want to do one of her on another butterfly, but I just haven't gotten around to it. But this one, I just think she's super cute. She's like a little nymph in the middle there, and she's so pretty. And I actually just added the fairy this morning to this butterfly, just for this project. So we have some Spanish moss here that I got from the Dollar Tree. And we have some flowers here that I also got from the Dollar Tree, so that you can see there's a theme here. This is mostly Dollar Tree products. I'm going to use my B7000. This I got on Amazon, and I will put a link to this on the description menu. And I've got some fairy lights. And these I've had for a little bit, but I had put them away and I ran across them and I thought, oh goodness, I'm going to use those. And you can see it's brand new. It still has its little tab in it. So this is the only thing that they will have ever been used in. I like to let everybody know that, because I don't want you to think I'm using old lights and stuff in my projects. I don't do that, because I would hate to sell something and then have the lights go out, you know, in a day or so. And these are also battery, they take a battery, a little button battery, and you just unscrew these tiny screws, put a new battery in, and there you have your lights working again. And I read something where these lights can last up to like 5,000 hours. So I thought that was pretty cool. So let's see what we're going to do here. I think what I'm going to be doing, this piece here is going to go upside down, and the jar is going to go on top of it. Now initially what I was planning on doing was I was planning on putting the jar this way with the lid on the bottom. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that wasn't going to work out so great, because if you ever needed to do anything with it or whatever, that would be difficult. And because if I was to decorate the inside of this lid, I would probably end up with pieces of Spanish moss in the screw-on part, and I would just have a mess. It'd be hard to get on and off. And I just didn't think that was a great idea. So it's going to go this way. I've got some beautiful, beautiful embellishments. I've also got some of my rhinestone pearl chain that I'm thinking I would like to use. And we'll just kind of see where this goes, you guys. First things first, I am going to do the decorating of the jar. I'm not going to glue it onto this until the last minute, because I don't want to have to try and work with it, you know, on that. So I'm going to put that aside for a little bit. And what I'm going to start with is I am going to start with some of my little Spanish moss here. I prefer the Spanish moss that you can get like from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but I just didn't have time to go and look for that. Even though I do have a Michael's gift card that I can use, I have not had the time to go down there. So we are going to start by just drizzling, I guess, some glue. And I got to do this rather quickly because the glue dries so fast on glass. And I don't have to have a ton of glue down there. It just enough to you know, sort of get everything sort of sitting down a little bit. So a little dollop there, and we'll just pop that piece over there. You need to make sure you have plenty of hot glue. You guys, I am almost out of hot glue sticks. Holly. Hey, no. Holly's laying on the floor and pretending she's swimming. Very noisy. Oh, see, I ran out already on that one. I hope that I don't run out of glue before I'm able to finish this, because all I have are the little baby sticks. and they don't go very far. I honestly don't think, after I get the moss down, I don't think I need a ton of the hot glue. So I'm hoping, I've got some little strings sort of hanging out in here, but I'll get those taken care of later. Okay, I don't want to use all of it, but I'm almost done with my Spanish moss here. I just want a little dot right over there to drop that piece into. Okay. So there, I've got just a little bit of my Spanish moss in the bottom there. And then I've got, let's see. Oh, what I should have done is I should have gotten some of my floral foam and put that in the bottom of this, but I didn't, so that's okay. We're going to work with what we got. I want to add some of my little flowers in here. I don't know what kind of flowers you would call these. But they did, some of the little pink stuff is on the leaves. I want to get that off of there. Okay. And I don't want all of these leaves at the bottom of this. I suppose I should have scraped this stuff off before I started the video, right? It's okay, it comes off really, really easy. Okay. We're gonna need our scissors. I'm not gonna try and just pull these off. Two. I think I'll leave them down low on a couple of these. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm gonna sort of try and glue a couple of these down like towards the back. Now this jar has the little lines where it was put together. I want those to go on the sides. And I really need to make sure that I'm paying attention when I do the lid. Well, we'll worry about that when I do the top. We don't need to worry about that now. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of figure out, okay, here's my sides, right there and right there. Get these glue strings out of here. Okay, and I want to put some of these towards the back, and I'm just going to sort of put glue on the bottom and press them sort of into the Spanish moss. There. And I've got more of these if I need them. A couple of them are taller than the other ones, so I want to make sure I pay attention to which ones I'm putting in the back, which will be the taller ones. And I kind of want to get these more sort of against the jar, sort of. And so that's kind of what that looks like. And then we're going to take a couple of our flowers, and we've got, they're all pretty decent ones. Grab this one and sort of put it right there. Oh, it's a little too tall. So we're going to pull that out, snip the bottom off, and do this again. So at least I know now the tall ones are too tall. And that one I probably could have left a little taller, but that's okay. We'll leave this one a little taller. Let's pop it in and see where it stands. Put that one right about there. Right there. So that's what that looks like. And I'm going to cut one of these pretty short. Because I want it to sit down lower. That's not short enough. And you can see I'm putting a pretty big dollop of glue on the bottom of these. That looks really pretty. And then I'm going to grab a couple of these and I'm going to go sort of around the edge a little more. But you need to stand up, little guy. Okay, so those look very pretty in there. And I think I want at least one more of these, maybe two. I don't want to fill it up too far with these, because then my butterfly won't have any place to go. And she is going to go right there. And you pop up, there you go. That looks really, really pretty. It looks like a little fairy scene. And what I wanted to try and do, this is why I wanted to have some extra of the Spanish mosses. I kind of want to put some up along the back here, kind of climbing up. Now it's going to be stuck to the jar, but hopefully it won't, because the jar is going to be looked at from the front side, not the back. I mean, this may end up being something I keep for myself. I don't know. Depends on how it turns out. I will surely use it. It doesn't matter to me if there's a little bit of stuff on the back because nobody's going to see it. And it'll probably sit right on my mantle. So I just want it to look like it's sort of climbing up on the jar a little bit. And I'm trying to take these in little pieces so that I can put them around in different spots. Okay, let's put this one right back here. Like that. And this little flower piece of greenery, I'm thinking, can kind of go in between there. Like that. I'll take this piece and put it right back there. Yes, I like the way this is going very much. You know, I never know with things like this. These could be really great or they can be really bad. You just don't know until you get stuff sort of all in place. And there's one more little piece here and here. And I think I'm going to come up to the sides. And this Spanish moss is very, it's almost still very wet-ish. It's very soft. And it's coming out the way I want it because the flowers are just kind of coming out in between all of this greenery, and that's what I was really kind of hoping to get. So I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised at how it's looking. Okay, now you scooch over. And then I think with this flower, I'm going to cut it real short. And I'm going to put it down right in this little edge right here. So let's get some glue on there. And I'm going to dig in right there. See if I can get it to hit the ground. There we go. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Oh, there's one more little piece of moss. I might as well use it, right? Just a little bit of glue on there. And we'll pop that right there. Okay, I want to get this out of here because it's just making a big old mess. And these are just little leaves, and I saved these just in case we need something to pop around in there somewhere. I'll just set them in the lid for right now. I'm going to move this over and kind of try and clean this off. And I have some wipes that work really great for this. Because it's a silicone mat, these things are hard to wipe clean unless you have something wet. So the wipes I have found work amazing to get stuff off of these quickly. So just like that. See, I've got all kinds of stuff on that. Okay. So now, here's our little jar. Oh, I scared myself. I thought I was doing it upside down for a second. I'm like, oh no, what did I do? I would have just given up. And I would have probably thrown it all away. That would have been sad. Okay, so here we go. This is what our jar looks like so far. And then what I want to do is I want to have, and I think I'm probably only going to use the small fairy butterfly because otherwise there would just be too much going on in here. And maybe I'm trying to see how and where I can put her in so that she's not covering up all of those flowers. Because now some of the flowers in the back are sitting down too low. Let's see. I don't want to hide her at all. So I definitely kind of wanted her to be sort of front and center in here. Somewhere like that. But then you can see that the pink flowers over there are getting hidden. I'm going to go grab, I don't know if yes, I do have more pink flowers, so I'm going to grab a couple. That can be a little taller. Back behind the fairy, back in here. So let's get these leaves off of here. And maybe I can cut a little more off of that because I can kind of leave it up a little higher and glue it into some of the greenery. But those leaves are not gonna cut it. So like right there should be nice. Yeah, that looks really pretty. So that's all I needed was just one. And I'm just going to put glue sort of all around this stem so that it can stick to this greenery as it's going in. Just like that. Perfect. And I can feel it just cut right onto that greenery, so that's awesome. Okay, so there we go. Yes. Now, to get her exactly where I think I want her to be, I think, you know what, you guys, I want her to stand on top of something. And I had some large pearls out here. I think I know what I did with them. In this box right back here. But of course they're probably in the bottom because this is a pearl that I got from my friend Debbie, and it's got kind of a lacy look. I don't know if you'll see that in there, but if I put that sort of in there for her to stand on, and honestly, look, it's got a big hole in the center right there. And if I can just get her foot goes right inside there. So I am going to get my resin. This is the beauty of resin, you guys. I'm going to get some resin here. I'm going to pop some right at the top here. Just like that. And this is my BS resin. Debbie calls it B's resin. I call it BS. I don't know what it really is, but it says BS resin. So I'm going to take her and I'm going to just set her right there, and I'm going to put my light on her for a short time here. so that she can stick, and then I'm going to really get her stuck in there good. But right now I just need to get enough resin on there so that she'll stand straight up and not fall into the hole. And I'm gonna need a bit more resin in there, so I'm gonna just take this and go right there on the top and quickly get her in there and curing. And I think that will look really pretty, her standing on that pearl inside here. I think that'll look really pretty. I don't have any rocks or anything that I can put in there. But, you know what I do have? Let's see, where did I put that? I do have, Debbie sent me some other, these are like big ones that I needed for other stuff, and I feel like I don't want to use them in here. I know I've got more pearls somewhere. Where are they? Let's see. Oh, you know what I could do? Oh, I have an idea. Let me grab this real quick. I have some of this, and maybe I can put some of this around the inside. Wouldn't that be pretty, you guys? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm very easily made happy, you guys. And this, well, here's the thing. Here's what we need to do, honestly, is I need to start wrapping these fairy lights on the inside and figuring out where these are going to go, because if I get too much stuff in there, I'm not going to be able to work around it. And I really want it to go more in the back and behind the greenery there. So I'm just going to unwind this. And I wish the wire wasn't copper, but I'm hoping that's not going to matter too much. They should make this with a green coating, because I know a lot of people make these kinds of little fairy jars and stuff, and that would be great to have these with a green coating on them so that they wouldn't be seen so easily in something like this. But it's okay. We're going to make these work. I think they're going to be very, very pretty. I love fairy jars. I just love them when people make them and display them. I've never made one. Not like this. So this will be my first little fairy jar. And what I could have done is I could have wound a lot of this in here. I want to go down inside there too. I could have gotten some of this in there before I put the greenery down, so that I could have, you know, glued some greenery to it. But this wire will also help to hold stuff down in here. Yeah, this is not going to be easy, guys. But you just have to be patient when you're doing stuff like this. And I'm just going to wind around behind everything again. And this piece just did not get behind there. There we go. And again, this is one of those things where, you know, the outside backside of the jar may not be gorgeous, you guys. But you're not doing this to see the back of the jar. You're doing it to see the front. So I may go ahead and speed up this video while I finish this so that you guys don't have to sit through all of this. I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna flip the light on. There we go. So I can see where the lights are going. And in the dark, oh my goodness, this is going to be so pretty. I will get pictures of it as well, you guys, so that you can see exactly how gorgeous it looks. And I would like to get some of these down low into the garden. And these don't get hot, you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. They won't get hot and melt anything or cause a fire or anything. They stay very cool. And now I want to get some down into the bottom here. I may have to adjust my flowers a little bit here and there because I'm bumping and moving them as I'm getting in here to do this. That's okay. We'll be able to adjust them back into place. Oh, look, we almost made it to the end. Yay. And I want that there. Like that. And I'm going to leave this. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I might just poke it right inside there, back behind the greenery, as long as it's not real visible, so that you can get to the light switch easily, but yet it's hidden, and I don't have to try and get the jar lid around it. Okay. Now see, this is where I need more Spanish moss, because I could be popping that in there in a few spots and covering. Here's a piece that I can pull out and go right there. Okay, guys, I think we've got this pretty much where we want it. I'm gonna put her, oh darn it. Ah, that was not a pretty thing to happen. Okay, so her legs broke there. So, let's see. We are going to use our resin and we are going to doctor this. And fix her legs. I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided not to use these. I felt like it was just going to add a little bit too much into the inside of this thing because we've got it pretty packed full as it is. So I think we're just going to leave it at this. I did drop a few just of the rose petals just down in there, just sprinkled them in there. Because I thought that would be kind of pretty in with the moss. So I did do that while I was off camera. But now we're going to do the outside of the jar. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some of this lace that Debbie sent me over at Bird's Place. She sent me a nice little care package, and thank you, Debbie. So I think I'm going to use some of this around the top of the jar lid here. And then I think I'm probably going to use, and I hate to use that much of this, but I'm gonna, because I'm probably never going to have this chain again. But I might, I don't know how easy it will be to get this on here. I was thinking this would be so pretty. Maybe what I could do is just hang a little piece of this around this piece at the bottom of the jar. I think that's what I'll do. That way I don't have to use too much of it. So let's go ahead and I just want to make sure that this is what I want to use. I do have some dangly trim. Well, but this would hang too long, but this could go. No, I don't want to use that. That's not going to work. I do have this, but I only have this one piece. Again, it's another thing that I believe Debbie sent me this as well. It would be pretty around the edge of this, and it'd be a little easier to put on there. I have to look at it sort of up and down, you guys. I'm sorry. It would be pretty, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to use that up because I've got some ideas for that. So this, though, we are going to put around the jar lid. So let's go ahead and let's start doing that. I'm going to start in the back here and make sure that I've got the right side to the front. Let's see. I think this is the front. Okay. Gosh, I hope I'm right. Okay, so I'm just going to add some glue just along here to get it started. And I'm going to go to the top of the lid here like this. And we'll just try and get it on there nice and straight. That's the not so easy part. I want to put the glue on the lace so that it doesn't dry so very quickly. It's going to take me a little longer, but that's okay. It's hard to do this with the jar rolling, and I don't have my little rice bag. I don't know where I put it last time I used it, so I've just got to work with it. Let it roll. And I know I'm going to have a bunch of glue strings, but we can get those off of there, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, those come off real easy. And I'm just going over the edge of this first section just a little bit because I want to glue lace to lace. And I think that will hold this on much better in the end. Okay. So there we go. We've got that around the top. That looks really pretty. And at the end of the video, I will turn the lights on. I'm going to try and turn my lights off in my craft room here and get it at least as dark as I can. It is daytime right now, so I know I will get some of the natural light coming through my window, even though I've got my blinds closed. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to wipe off some of these glue strings on the outside here. Okay. I've got this one little rose that I think I am going to glue down right there. Okay. So, for the top of this, I'm going to go grab a couple of my handmade roses. I will be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to add 3 of my pretty pale pink handmade roses right at the top of this. And I think that will look really, really gorgeous. And one of those butterflies that I put on my other tin would be really, really gorgeous on this too. In fact, let me pop this off. I'm going to go grab that lid. Even in the silver, it would look really pretty. If it will sit in the right direction, that's the question. And look at how beautiful that looks. Oh my goodness, that looks so beautiful. I might just use this one. Put that, I'll put something else around the top of this, but let's see. I could just use some of my simple, like a simple trim, like that, or let's see. I also have this, and this always looks pretty on everything. Debbie sent me some of this too. And that would be pretty, just going around that lid. like that. Doesn't that look pretty? I had some silver and... Ooh, hold on. Well, I know I had some silver trims that would have been kind of pretty on this, but I can't remember where I laid it, so we're gonna move on. I'm not gonna pout about it. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with this. We're gonna put some glue right there so that it doesn't fray. And we'll snip that off right there. Okay. And then I'm just going to size this up. And I'll cut that right about there. So I'll put some glue right there. And use our silicone to press it in. And I'm just going to snip this right here. And that will give me a big enough piece to go around this lid. And I'm going to put it right in the middle. And hopefully I can keep it centered really well. Or fairly well, I should say. I know what my problem is. My glue is drying so fast because I've got the air conditioning on because it's blazing hot outside right now. That's what we get in California in the summertime, especially the part of California where I live. It gets very, very hot. We're supposed to be in the 90s all week, which is actually pretty good considering usually we're up in the hundreds by now. So I'll take the 90s over the hundreds any day. I used to love it when it was the hotter the better when I was younger. And I was a sun worshiper. And it was so bad. Oh, it destroyed my skin. Really want to get this part done. I'm looking forward to getting it on the pedestal. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to put this on the pedestal and I'm going to have to let it set for a little bit because I'm going to use my B7000 and I don't want to mess with it while that's curing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got that around the edges. And now I'm going to get out my B7000. I don't think I want any flowers on this. No, I do not. I'm just going to leave it nice and simple with this beautiful, beautiful butterfly on top. I love that. And I'm going to take my B7000 and I'm going to go around the edge of this candlestick. Making sure I get it where it's going to be touching the glass jar. And getting enough on there. Okay. Oh, I just realized I can't put my jar sitting on top of it now. Oh, yes I can. I have to get it centered. So that's a big deal. So make sure that the edges are all where they should be. And this is going to want to slide a little bit right now because it's not dry enough. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to watch it and make sure that I'm adjusting it until it gets sticky enough that it won't slide anymore. And then I will be set. I want to look at this from the top. Make sure I'm in the middle. And I feel pretty good about where it's at. Okay. So I will be back, you guys. I've got that in there and we're going to let that cure. Okay guys, I think we are at a point where I can glue this on. However, I'm going to have to leave it standing up like this so that I can kind of see what I'm doing. Well, and I really don't want to mess with how this is connected here. I'm afraid that if I turn it sideways, it won't be steady enough. I mean, right now it's not moving around, but you just never know, and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to go around the edge, and what I'm going to do is once I get done with this, you guys, I am going to take video of this piece standing up, and I'll just kind of spin it around so that you guys can see how it turned out. And I'm just going to gently go along here. I think I'm just going to hit the glass and press it in. That will be easier for me to get a bigger space at one time. And hopefully I'm getting it on there straight. That's the key. I'm not doing real big spaces, but it's easier for me to put the glue on the glass and get fewer of the glue strings. And I can also get a straight line across the glass. I can kind of see where I want it to go as I'm putting the glue on. And I'm pressing it in really hard. I need to decide where this is going to get cut off at. Right here. I'm going to put a bit of glue on there, use my silicone pad, and I'm going to cut this right there. Make sure, yes, right there. Always double check, and I still have a nice little bit of that I can use. I decided to go with this because I think it will do better than the rhinestones. And the rhinestones, if I could like resin them in, that might be good, but I don't even know if that would stick well enough to the glass. I mean, I could scratch the glass and all of that, but I feel like I'm afraid I would mess it up. So I've got that all around the bottom outside of this. I'm going to add this little dangle just over to the side here at the lid and let it kind of hang down. And this, I think, I want to try and use a little bit of both. So I'm going to put a bit of B7000 on there on one side and a bit of hot glue on the other side, and very quickly put this where I want it to go. Whoops. And I flipped it backwards. And that did not work because I flipped it backwards and I did it wrong from the get-go. Alright, let's pull that hot glue off. And we're just going to go ahead and we are going to put a nice dollop of hot glue there. And I may go ahead and resin over this later. Just because I don't want that to pop off when somebody starts, you know, like me, starts screwing the lid off and on. This is probably going to be mine, you guys, only because I don't feel real confident about selling it. And then I don't like to make a lot of glass items and sell them. I used to do my bottle nightlights, and although I never ever once had one break in shipping, I worry and I worry and I worry until they reach their destination, and it makes me cringe to think about one of them breaking. So there's that. That's what that sort of looks like. And I will get my other camera and I will take a beautiful straight up and down video of this so you guys can really see what it's going to look like when it's finished. This is the problem with doing items like this, because you can't, this is some seam binding that I'm going to use. I'm straightening it out a little bit. It's the curly seam binding, and this was a Happy Mail gift to me, and it came from Scrap Cabin Shop. So I'm sure that's an Etsy shop because my friend Robin sent it to me, and I will find out a link to Scrap Cabin Shop and get that in the description menu for you guys so that you can purchase some of this. I love this seam binding ribbon, and I love it when it's curly and scrunched. Because I just think it makes really cool shabby chic bows. And you know I love my shabby chic. And this I'm going to have to cut a little bit shorter. We'll cut this one right there, and then I need to cut a piece off to tie around. You sit there. Just tie around the center of my bow. So I'm going to go across the top here and down to the bottom side and hold it down, and I'll just tie a knot. I've gotten pretty good at this over time. Nice tight knot. Make sure it's in the middle, and then we will knot it again. And again, I'm going to cut a little bit off of these pieces as well, because this is going to go down towards the bottom of my piece, and so I don't need these real long ribbons hanging down. And I'm just going to set it like this. I'm going to glue this on right here. And what was I going to do? Oh, I think I was thinking about putting one of these flowers on, but that is not going to work. It's way too big, and I have these. Now, honestly, I was thinking these would be pretty on the lid, just like that. And actually, you know what? That's what I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do what I initially thought. I'm going to put these on the lid, just these two little pink roses. One is a bud and one is a open rose. And then down with this, we're going to use one of our porcelain roses or flowers, whatever. And we will put that down at the bottom here. I don't think I'm going to use that one. Let's see what I've got. I don't have many big ones at all left. I've actually only got a couple. But I don't know that I have a pink mid-sized one. I do not. So I'm going to go maybe with two of these little pink and white ones right here and put those in the middle of the bow here, and that's what we use at the bottom. Oh, sorry guys, I just put a little glue on this rose. I'm going to pop it in the middle, and I'm going to pop this one in the middle. There, and that looks really pretty, just like that. And you can see it's just a scrunched up little bow that just looks scrappy and beautiful. And I'm gonna glue this right on the bottom of the candlestick part of this. Like that, and I think I'll cut a little more of this off and a little more of this one. And then I'm going to glue this rose down. It has just a little bit of a stem there that I can put behind the big rose, and of course it's stuck to the crystal. There we go. And then we'll pop this one down. Just like that. This one didn't stick down too good, so I'm gonna get up under there. There we go. There we go. That looks gorgeous. And then I added this, of course. And I will take some pictures and another video of the up and down. But what I'm going to do right now is I am going to I'm going to put this lid back on my other jar here. That looks so pretty. Okay, and then I want to turn my little lights on the inside. So let me get this and flip the switch. Got to grab a hold of it real quick. There we go. There we go. We got our little lights on. And hopefully that's going to land in the same spot. That's the part I always worry about. Okay, guys, and I'm going to turn these lights off. I don't know if you can see it too well with those. You can kind of see it, but let's get the big light off in here. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty, so pretty. OMG. OMG, you guys. OMG. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, let me see if I feel like I need a certain amount of light so that you guys can really see it. Well, that might have helped a little bit, but not a lot. Let's see. Maybe like that. There we go. So now you can kind of see the insides, but you can see the lights. These dangle so beautifully. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am going to go take pictures and video of this, and I am going to get this video done and ready to put up for Saturday morning. OMG, you guys. I am so excited, and I know this probably was not the easiest video for you guys to follow because of me having to work with the piece standing up a bit, but I still am glad I did it. I'm glad that, oh my gosh, I am super excited about this, you guys. I just am so excited about how this turned out. It is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Let me turn my light on real quick here. And the only time I'm going to turn this on again, as far as the lights go, just is, well, I'm going to keep this one, I think. I don't know, you guys, I haven't decided. But if I decide not to keep it, I will turn these lights off on the inside and I won't turn them back on. I'll just get them ready to sell. If I don't sell it within a couple of weeks, then I will keep it myself and I will start using it, because I don't like the lights to just sit around and do nothing either. So anyway, I want to say thank you so much to all of you for watching this video and for helping me get through this project. It was so much fun. And I hope you guys like it. It's so beautiful. It is just beautiful. And I'm glad that I did it. I second-guessed myself when I first started. I thought, oh no, this is going to be too hard. This is going to be too much. But absolutely not too much. I am excited I did it and used up all my little goodies on the inside, and that's okay. And I'm just so happy. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. And what other kinds of maybe little scenery things should we do? Just because this is something different that I haven't been doing for some time. I do make the altered clocks. And I do have a couple of those that I want to alter that I haven't done yet. I have one that Debbie sent me quite some time ago, and I'm sure she's been waiting for me to do that. But I just have so much stuff that I want to do, you guys. So many projects running through my head, and I'm just glad I got this one done. So everybody, please have a great weekend. I love you all. God bless you all. And you know what? Make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay well. Love your family. And I will show you some pictures on the back end. And be well, you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.